I'm going to show you today how you make love to a fly line and not war. So this is how I make love to a line. If you don't realize the source, you stumble in confusion and sorrow. When you realize where you come from, you naturally become tolerant, disinterested, amused, kind-hearted as a grandmother, dignified as a king. You can deal with whatever life brings you, and when death comes, you are ready. As I'm not here to fish, but to make love to the line, I reel those flies in. Go over to the double handler, move the camera out a little bit so that we get a bit of angle. And if you're able to control the system, the fish will catch itself anyway. This is like a follow-up reaction of controlling the process as well. Okay, move the camera out, get a bigger angle, and then we take the double-handed rod. Yeah, make love to the line, not war. Your fly casting system, does it control you, or do you control the system? Do you make war to your rod and line system, or do you make love to it? Sweet love. Are you guiding your line with love, or is it more like a love-hate and mostly a frustration affair, your fly casting? Allow me to show you today how to make love, sweet, sweet love, to a fly with a rod. Oh yeah. If the casting you're gonna see makes you anxious, it's also a very good indication that you are at war with your rod and line system. Each separate being in the universe returns to the common source. Returning to the source is serenity. I'm doing a little bit of flow casting, a little bit of cool casting, a little bit of center core casting, cubic spay, half spay, and a whole medley of my cast, just to demonstrate the true love of spay. Win without fighting is the first law, no, the first rule of Sun Tzu's book, The Art of War. This is not a war. This is love, fly casting love. The Buddhists, though, teach us compassion, love, and also detachment. Detachment is the way to enter these playgrounds here, my friends. Check this out, what's happening. This here is very important. It's very important that when you fuck it up, that you don't keep going. The greatest sign of control is a caster that notices when shit happens, and a caster that then stops what he is doing. A caster that is not making that cast no matter what. If you fuck it up, you must stop it. Like I just. And it's also totally normal to fuck it up. Just fuck it rightly up and react to it in the correct way. And the correct way to react to a fuck up is to stop what you're doing and reset and calm your mind down again. And usually with my casting, it's never a big thing. There she goes. So lose your fear from getting tangled up.
True perfection seems imperfect, yet it is perfectly itself. True fullness seems empty, yet it is fully present. True straightness seems crooked, true wisdom seems foolish, true art seems artless.
A true loving mother also loves a crippled child. Okay, so you have to learn how to love your bad casts too, and how to make the best and the most out of it. Cool casting is actually a crippled cast, a casting mistake. A mistake that happens when you try to make a roll cast on the other side of the river and you cross what Darcy called the railway tracks. That there. That is the beginning of a cool cast. If you know how to execute it right, and if you can keep it cool. And if you can make it not that big, but only this big here.
And a clean anchor.
Okay? So, the cool cast is actually a casting fault that if you keep cool, will always, oh, well, if you keep cool, will always turn out cool. Lefty Kreh was once fishing with Ernest Hemingway, and though he never read a book from Ernest Hemingway, which I didn't do either, by the way, he asked him, Ernest, what is good writing? Because Lefty was an outdoor writer, as you all know. So he asked Hemingway, Hemmy boy, what do you consider good writing? And you know what Hemingway said? Hemingway said, good writing is writing that cannot be edited. Writing that cannot be edited because it is perfect. And a fault that has been mended, a mended mistake, is, in my opinion, the definition of perfection and also the definition of love. Because if you are able to accept the mistake, to make it deliberately, to understand it, to correct it, and to form something beautiful out of it, that is development, that is reaching a higher level of love and compassion for the sport, my dear friend. But now, let me keep enjoying the lovely flow of the love of life.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. wanna look back, cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change. Slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, cause that's what it takes.
In the pursuit of knowledge, every day something is added. In the practice with the line, every day something is dropped. Less and less do you need to force things, until finally you arrive at non-action. Where nothing is done, nothing is left undone.
Just to show you that leader also not tangled, just to keep it all straight.
The master gives himself up to whatever the moment brings. He knows that he is going to die, and he has nothing left to hold on to. No illusions in his mind, no resistances in his body. He doesn't think about his actions, the flow from the core of his being. He holds nothing back from life. Therefore, he is ready for death, as a man is ready for sleep after a good day's work.
Do you need this for catching fish? Absolutely. Without this technique, you'll never catch a fish in your life. Bullshit. Of course you don't. And it also is still too early for you to do this because you're not ready. Your mind is not ready to process all the casting you see here yet. Ooh. It's a bit slippery here. Okay? Because you're not in the groove yet to understand this.
Realizing the source.
And the reason why I am not afraid is I have overcome this casting panic with a few very simple switches and twitches that I can show you too. And the other reason for that is that if something goes wrong, don't make the cast. I always only get fast when I see the anchor establishing, or my back cast. Can also make a back cast, the same thing. So mental anticipation and state of mind is crucial for this game. Far more crucial than how you hold the rod and how whatever. Fly fishing's state of mind is very fragile, and it proves that it's fragile. That if you see this here, if you get afraid or if you think, what is this? That alone proves that you're dealing with a level of control that you cannot cope with yet. And that's why you think, oh, that one nearly got me good there. That's why you think, well, that fucker there, he can cast, but I walk away from that because I catch my fish anyway. And that's cool. That's no problem. Do that. But the stuff I'm doing
fly casting, laugh.
Makes you independent even from the fish. Because it makes you enjoy your casting so hard that you don't need no fish. Necessary. There is a fish, okay. But the way how it goes here, I want to be enjoying my sport even without a fish. Makes me happy enough. If you don't want that, okay. But I guarantee you, if you can handle this method, it'll catch your shit pile of fish too. In all conditions, because what the world has not understood yet is how great this method works with heavily weighted tips and flies, and also when it gets windy. When it gets windy, this method. Oh, there was another take on my little, on my wool and fluff. When it gets windy, this method is the real killer. But you haven't understood that yet, and it doesn't matter because you don't need it anyway. This is how you make love to the land.
Oh yeah.
How you don't tangle up, and also how you don't get tired.
The master leads by emptying people's minds and filling their cores, by weakening their ambition and toughening their resolve. He helps people lose everything they know, everything they desire, and creates confusion in those who think that they know. Practice not doing, and everything will fall into place.
Do you know another reason why you are afraid to tangle up? Because the teachings and casting are shite. They make you afraid of going out and practice, because they make your mindset worried about tangling up. That is bad. You must tangle up. Tangle up you must if you want to make love to the rod and line.
Are you serious,
Do not avoid
boy?
the tangles. The cool cast is a tangle, if you so want, that has been mended mistakes. The thing there's nothing to edit about. A la Hemingway. If you can correct something on the cool cast, please let me know. Because then we can open the next dimension of the Kreh. And speaking of dimension, one thinking approach in fly casting that is not correct, in my opinion, or that makes you not think the whole thing, that makes you not perceive the reality correct, is the thinking in casting planes and the thinking of outside the box and inside the box. Can you draw a box with your rod tip? Some of you might probably go, yeah, I can. Here it goes like this. Here it goes like this. Yeah, see? This is not a box. This is only a flat sheet. Okay? A box would be this here, around here, down here, all the way here. Okay? So a box, to draw a box with your rod tip is already very difficult. And casting doesn't fit in a box. Forget about the box, I say, and I offer you something else. The super bubble of the fly casting love. And the super bubble is the sum of all possible rod tip paths. And the sum of all possible rod tip paths is not a box, it's a sphere. If I take this rod here all around, and it's very easy to draw this and also to understand this. Like the cast I showed you with the here, this cast here. Now the line is outside the sphere. The possible sum of all rod tip paths. It drop it into the sphere now. Okay? And everything that hangs under the rod tip is far easier to control than everything that's outside. Okay? That's why it's very easy for me to make a cast out of this. And it's not so easy to make a cast out of this here. Because the degrees of freedom are higher outside the sphere than they are inside the sphere. A backcast is harder to control because it drops and it gets influenced by all kinds of stuff that are outside the sphere of all possible rod tip paths. The Superbubble. But a roll cast, the line hangs under the rod tip and is therefore very easy to control. It's easy to control with the roll cast if it hangs there, because all you have to do is pick it up and let it out.
Stop stuttering and make your point.
But thinking outside the box, that is not even a box but only a flat sheet. Ging, ging, ging. Does not help your understanding of this game, okay? So take the box, fold it up, and take a balloon. Think of a balloon that is around where my rod tip is going. That is the outside surface of this balloon. I go into the balloon, the Superbubble. It's very easy to control stuff. If I'm with my line outside that Superbubble, it's harder to control because the degree of influence on that line is higher. That are some teachings out of the FlyQ knowledge that show fly casting is three-dimensional and all the teachings are only two-dimensional. Watch how the two-dimensional teachings of the loop disappear as soon as I leave the casting plane and go into the third dimension.
Seriously?
Try to draw a box with your rod tip and you see yourself that it's far easier to draw a sphere, a Superbubble. That's what I recommend, and that is actually the first teachings of the FlyQ. Is the sum of all possible rod tip paths is a sphere, and we call it the Superbubble. Inside the Superbubble, we have it very easy to do everything. Outside the Superbubble, we're fighting. You might be fighting with gravity. I make love. I try to accept gravity how it is. That little crippled child of gravity that is there. But the sum of all possible rod tip paths is not a fucking box, and that box is also not flat. FlyQ, knowledge and understanding. Facts are stubborn. I know. Love the casting. Thanks for watching very much.